Hey guys, Tom here with Velocity, back in the showroom again to do another video. Today we're going to walk around this F250. It's a bump side with our heritage package on it, so it is the upgraded version of what we do. If you've seen these videos, you know that these F250s are incredibly popular. And this is a new color scheme for us, actually inspired by a couple of different customers who decided to custom build with this color scheme. And so we actually realized, hey, this looks really good on this F250. Normally we only do this color scheme on our kind of Ranger Broncos, but it looks really good. So we started building one, and this one is now available and done in the showroom, ready for sale. Let's take a walk around it. So first thing that we always talk about is going to be paint color. And so this upper color here is Anvil gray. For those of you who have followed us for a while, you'll know that our Broncos are obviously very popular. We've built about 550, 600 of them now. So there are 2 or 3 different colors that are very popular on Bronco: Swatters blue, Brittany blue, and Anvil gray. So this is the same Anvil gray that you will see on our Broncos. It's one of our most requested paint sample paint colors, actually. It's a custom mix. It's not really Anvil gray. It's kind of our interpretation of it, but it just looks absolutely fantastic. It's not a metallic. It is a flat paint, so just a normal gloss. It just looks really nice. Very, very classic. Not too showy, just really dialed down, but complemented, of course, with this Wimbledon white lower area. So we've got this chrome trim that runs all the way down the middle of the truck there, just to break the colors up. And then the lower color is that Wimbledon white. That's part of that heritage package. So when you go to the heritage package, you get the choice of whatever you would like in terms of a 2-tone paint color. And again, Wimbledon white is a lower, whether it's the Anvil gray or boxwood green or some of the other colors that we do on these F250s. It just looks really, really nice. So those are the paint colors. Let's come around the front of the truck then and talk you through the front end. Of course, it is a Ford, so we've got Ford badging all the way across the hood there, and the normal F250 grille style that we do. There are a couple variants of this, but we always use this one. It's our decided choice for these bump side trucks. We love how it looks, very, very classic. Of course, it's all chrome, including the light surrounds. These are the Holley Retro Brights. So a Retro Bright LED is basically a brand new LED, but it looks like an old halogen lamp. Very, very popular. They're also super durable. Don't know if you can hear that, but it's not actually glass. It's like a hard-wearing plastic. So really, really nice, super durable. They work like a modern LED, but they look very classic. The front bumper on this one, because it's a heritage, has also been finished in that Wimbledon white. That looks really nice. And I can't forget the Velocity Flying V that's just been put in there. Very subtle, but if you're standing away from a distance, you can start to tell that this thing is a little bit different to a standard bump side. Let's talk down the side of the vehicle. We already talked about this chrome beltline trim, but we haven't talked yet about the billet components that you get as part of this heritage package. Here on the hood, these side marker surrounds are the first of those. So you see the Velocity Flying V there etched in. It's a really classic design. Obviously on a normal F250, on a standard F250, you would have F250 logoing in here at this section, but this is a custom billet piece made to replace that. It just looks amazing. It feels amazing. Another thing that is super popular on these F250s, up here, these cab lights. And so they are completely custom too. When you go to the heritage, you get a billet version of the surround of those cab lights. Very popular. We get asked all the time if we will sell those to people with their own F250s. And it's not that we don't want to, it's just that right now we've only got one 5-axis CNC machine, which is the machine that makes all of our billet components. And quite simply, we don't have enough machine time to barely support production actually right now, let alone sell them. So hopefully at some point this year or maybe next year, we're going to make the investment into a couple more 5-axis machines and start making those components for general consumption for you guys out there, the home builders and things like that. But cab lights, really, really nice, as is the side door handle. Really, really nice. It feels super firm. It looks a little bit more modern than the OEM style would, with the Velocity Flying V etched in there as well. Just a really nice option. It just feels solid. It's so premium, this piece. Quick thing, when we get to this point of the video, people always say, I can't believe you spent all that money and did all that time and restored the vehicle and rebuilt it, but left the fuel tank where it was. We don't. This is just there for design and aesthetic and a little bit of a nod to where the original gas cap, the filler cap, was. So no, there is no fuel tank behind the cabin. The fuel tank has been relocated between the chassis rails at the back underneath the bed. So no, it's not a safety hazard. No, 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 it's not there. You can't even actually take this off. It's completely glued down. Then behind it is just sealed up. So there's no way you can mess with that. There is definitely no fuel tank behind there. You'll see the upper cab has actually been finished in that Wimbledon white too, and that just gives you that really nice breakout color here. I'll take a step back a second so you can really look at the truck from the side. Just a very, very nice aesthetic on these F250s. Really, really nice stance. Talk about the wheels really quickly. You do have a steely wheel, again, finished in that Wimbledon white. We're not quite Rolls-Royce yet, so the Velocity Flying V doesn't self-balance, but it is etched in there just as another little bit of a logo nod so that people know that this is something a little bit special. All right, let's come around the side of the vehicle then, and you're going to notice immediately that we're met with more of this two-tone paint. So Wimbledon white and the Anvil grey here at the back of the tailgate, but we've also got this Ford decal here. There are a couple of different options on these. You can do like this, the black letters with the grey backing or the silver backing, or you can do the reverse. So you can do the black backing with the silver. There's lots of different options, honestly, but it's a really popular thing. Most customers, when they custom build these vehicles, they ask for this inlay in. You can actually do it without the inlay entirely if you want to, but I think it looks great. It just really finishes the tailgate off. Lower bumper to match the front is also in Wimbledon white. You do have the chrome surround. What's really nice on this truck, though, is this completely custom tailgate handle. All of our heritage vehicles get this. So you've got your rear view camera mounting here over on the left, and then your actual release here. And it's just completely custom. Again, one of those billet components that we make in-house. I will drop the tailgate so you can see in the back. And so what we've done there from a paint perspective is we've taken the Anvil grey and tinted the bed lining in that color. So all of this is actually Raptor lining. It's by a company called U-Pol. It's a really hard wearing truck bed liner. And actually the whole of the inside of the truck bed is finished in this, but also the underside of the truck and everywhere that you don't see basically has also been finished in this Raptor lining, which is really, really nice. Final thing again in the back here. This is where the actual gas cap fuel filler neck is actually there. So when you go to fill the truck up, you just park up, drop tailgate, fill straight up there. That's where that goes. Let's take a look at the interior of this truck then. And because it's a heritage, you're going to notice that there is some extra premium materials going on in here. I'll let you take a quick look and then I will walk you through it. We will start with the door panel. So you've got this brown, kind of dark brown. It's not quite a chocolate brown leather, but it's also not really an orange tan. It's kind of a medium brown leather here. This truck smells amazing. The moment you open the door, you're greeted with that leather smell that you would expect in a vehicle like this. So it smells amazing, looks amazing, feels amazing. This door panel itself is actually a completely custom design. So we make these in-house too. You can't buy these online. It's not taken from anybody else. It is completely proprietary to us. And it looks really, really great. Also because of this insert here. And so this is where you're going to get first introduced to this woven leather material that's been dropped in as an insert to kind of be that accent design around the rest of the interior. Billet internal door handle as well. That's really nice. Again, completely custom, topped with the leather. Door release cup, really, really nice. That's completely custom as well. Just super premium, feels great to use, super sturdy. And then on this truck, you do have electric windows. In fact, all Velocity vehicles have electric windows. And that's what this regulator does. So it looks like it's classic, but it's actually not. You push it down, windows come down, push it up, they come up, and you can do all sorts of cool things like double tap it and it'll control the passenger from the driver's side and lots of really cool stuff. Anyway, let me step in the truck here, made much easier by that powered side step. So this is fully actuating. When you shut the door, obviously the lights go off and also the side step goes up. And when you open the door, it pops back down. So really nice. It doesn't ruin the look of the truck when you're driving. Sometimes people will just stick them in and bolt them on the sides, but actually these tuck all the way up underneath the truck. So that's really nice. Really nice feature. These trucks are quite tall, so again, it just makes it much easier to get into. All right, let's talk about what's in front of me here. It's a billet Spark Industries billet steering wheel by the guys at Spark Industries, and I love these. I talk about them a lot in these videos for good reason. They're just a very, very premium product. It's one of those things where you open the door, of course people are going to see the leather and they're going to see the materials, but a lot of people immediately notice, wow, I love the look of that steering wheel. It does look fantastic, very functional, it feels great, seat position's really nice. This actual steering column as well does have tilt adjustability too, so that's cool. Steering column's been finished in that Anvil grey. So we've started to bring some of that exterior paint color into the cabin there with the steering column. Behind that is the instrument cluster. And so it's a full Dakota digital instrument cluster. What does that mean? It means there's some extra information in there that wouldn't normally be there. So it looks very classic, but there are actually two screens, two very small screens either side. They're only about 1.5 inches wide, so they don't ruin the view, but they do give you some extra information like remaining fuel mileage and pressures and temperatures and things like that that you wouldn't normally get. Again, because it's a heritage series, it does have those billet upgrades. So all of the switchgear inside, my lights, my whitewash, all of that control stuff for the AC, all of that has been upgraded to billet. All right, let's talk about this bench. Of course, it's been finished in this brown leather, which is really nice. but the primary thing, kind of halo piece on this interior, is going to be that woven leather, and you get a really good look at it here now as I'm not sitting on it. It's just a really, really premium thing. It's another one of those things when you open the door to the vehicle, people immediately go, wow, I love that leather finish. So they are an insert, they are a woven leather, they feel nice and soft. It gives that kind of multi-textural feel to the truck, and because it's kind of this brown color with the more classic exterior, it really wraps everything together. It's like that nod to the old school fabric inserts, but a bit more premium, of course, because of the price point you're paying. You just want something that feels and looks amazing, and this definitely does that. The actual bench is adjustable, so it can come forward and backwards, but also it does have lumbar support, and this bench honestly is incredibly comfortable. People always say to me how shocked they are when they actually get in these F250s, just how comfortable this bench is. I think we associate benches with the kind of old school fabric benches with not being very comfortable, but these are very comfortable. Got a really nice lumbar support there as well, and so seating position is really, really nice in these trucks. All right, working our way down then, going to come into the carpet. It is a super premium thick brown carpet. This is actually a top layer matte. So this is a removable mat if you want to remove it and clean it. And then below that, of course, is more of that carpet. And then below that again is all of the soundproofing and heat and vibration proofing material that we put in all of these trucks just to make this cabin extra quiet and extra cool, or hot if you're somewhere in a colder climate. But anyway, that's the carpet. It comes all the way across the transmission tunnel as well. Just feels super premium, looks absolutely amazing. The gear gaiter, of course, that is also finished in leather with that stitch, and you do retain your four-wheel drive in these trucks. Again, another very common question, something that some people, when they do these swaps and these rebuilds, they don't do, but this has four-wheel drive. So high and low range here, or full four-wheel drive. So if you did want to use this truck off-road, you could fully do that. Above that is the AC plenum, then that's been matched again in this leather, really nice billet AC vents, and then the main feature is going to be the vintage air AC system. So brand new AC system in this truck. There's a small screen here that gives you some information about what temperature you're aiming for. It is climate controlled, so it does have a little thermometer in there that will just know, hey, what am I going to try and get to? And because it's an enclosed cabin, that really works, right? You can just set it to 71 or 69 or whatever you're comfortable in, and it will work to get to that point like a modern vehicle. So super powerful vintage AC air system in there. It's really nice. Above that, you have a double din infotainment system. This is an Alpine system, so it's a touchscreen. It has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it's also where the rear view camera appears. And this is just really nice. Again, the position of this means that if you are driving along and you do want to use your maps, you don't have to have your phone mounted somewhere else. You can just Apple CarPlay straight into there and control Spotify, view your maps, all that good stuff from there. You also notice the rest of this dash has been finished in that Wimbledon white. So now we've got both exterior colors inside the cabin, the Anvil grey, it's more Anvil grey up above and in here and around the doors, but also the Wimbledon white, which is really, really nice. Above that again is this leather dash pad, billet for your windscreen air vents too. Those work really well if you do need to kind of defog or defrost. And then coming above that again, because it's an enclosed cabin vehicle from us, you do have two sun visors as well. And then the headliner is also finished in that brown leather. Long story short, this interior is incredibly nice and incredibly comfortable. It does feel like a real nod to the past. It feels like a nod kind of to the 70s truck, of course, which is where this bump side's from. Overall, it's just a bit of a time warp back to this style of interior. And you just don't get any more on new vehicles. Super cool. All right, let's open her up and see what we're working with in terms of the engine bay. So if you know our product, you know in the Ford vehicles, we use the third generation Coyote. This is a 5-litre V8 producing 460 horsepower. It's a real workhorse of an engine. Honestly, it's more than enough power that you need for a truck like this, but it does get you up to highway speeds nice and fast. It can cruise at 70, 80 miles an hour, no problem. It's also super serviceable, super reliable. You just turn the key and go. That's why we use these engines. It's a brand new engine. It's not been taken out of another vehicle, didn't have any mileage on it before it went in here. Brand new crate engine from Ford. Behind that is a 10-speed automatic transmission, the 10L80. Again, same thing, super smooth transmission, brand new, serviceable, reliable, all that good stuff. Makes highway driving and everyday driving actually very, very, very comfortable, especially with an enclosed cabin vehicle like this. The F250, the combination of that cabin with the extended wheelbase and this driveline, honestly, you could get in this truck and drive it for like 3-4 hours straight, no problem whatsoever. So if you didn't need to go to another state or do something, you could do it, no worries. For braking, on this vehicle. We have a Willwood Hydro boosted disc brake system. So disc brakes all the way around that truck. It's really important for us to make the vehicles as safe as we can. So these vehicles, they don't have airbags. That gets asked a lot, that you can't retrofit airbags in these trucks. And they don't quite have the same modern braking systems the modern trucks do, but they do have disc brakes all around. So no more drum brakes or anything like that. It means that this does stop really well, this truck, especially because of the suspension and the chassis setup. So it's a 4-link coilover suspension system on a Road to Shop chassis. And so the guys at Road to Shop specifically designed these chassis for these vehicles. And honestly, they just kind of revolutionized the handling and the feel of these vehicles, just again to make them very, very calm, controllable, usable every day at highway speeds, whether you're going around town or you really are going fast and punching it. The chassis and the suspension, they just handle all of it. Combination with that extended wheelbase, the F250 makes these trucks incredibly comfortable, incredibly drivable. We do have Ring Brothers hood hinges as well here. Really, really nice. We use those on a lot of our F-Series trucks. They just look really great. They're a really nice product by the guys at Ring Brothers. Underside of the hood, of course, is also painted in Anvil grey, as is the firewall, and the Raptor lining that I mentioned earlier. Basically, anywhere that is not shiny has been sprayed in this Raptor liner. So if people are working on the truck as they're getting in there with tools and stuff, there's at least a little bit of protection over these wheel arches or wheel wells. I think that about covers it for the driveline. But again, long and short of this thing is, it starts when you want it to. It's got enough power to do everything you need it to, and it's reliable enough to get you where you want to go. This is a super cool F250. Anvil grey, Wimbledon white for the lower. Looks amazing. Of course, it drives amazingly well. The interior is insane. It's available for sale. It's a really good example of what the guys at Velocity here do best. We take something, we keep it looking classic, we put some modern touches on it, and of course, we make it drive and reliable like a modern truck. Truly a daily driving, modernized example of a bump side F250. Really, really cool. This vehicle is available for immediate sale. So if you are interested in it, you want to learn more about it, please contact us. You can leave a comment down below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Instagram, send us a DM or leave a comment. And if you're on the website, if you're on the for sale page for this vehicle, maybe you have a couple more questions, please feel free to reach out. You can do so by clicking the number that will be somewhere. There'll be a number to call, or you can submit an inquiry on the contact form and the guys will get straight back to you. This vehicle does qualify for our financing, so you can finance through our partners at Woodside Credit on this truck and basically anything else we have for sale on the showroom, as well as this vehicle comes with a 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, and it can be delivered anywhere in the US and abroad. We do ship these vehicles outside of the US as well, and we can help with all that stuff. So any more questions, please feel free to reach out. I love this truck. I think the Anvil grey and the Wimbledon white two-tone combination just pop, especially with that brown leather interior. It looks amazing. Thank you very much for watching this video.